Welcome to this week's live. This is Lisa from Live and Let Stamp, and today I'm not going to be making all these cards, but I am going to be showing you some of the techniques I used on these cards utilizing two-toned cardstock. So this is a fairly new product at Stampin Up, and comes in 12 by 12 sheets because it is very good for scrapbooking because it's not a heavyweight cardstock. But you can certainly utilize it on your cards, and you really should, because you can do some really cool techniques. So let's get to it. So the first technique is the one I used on this card, and this is Petunia Pop cardstock, and I dry embossed it using the eyelet embossing folder, but you can do this with any embossing folder. And then I just took sandpaper and sanded away to reveal the white core. So that's what's different about this cardstock. Our regular cardstock is solid color all the way through, so you can't use this technique on that. But because this paper has a white core, you can do sanding, and it gives it a really cool look. So just to demonstrate briefly, I have a piece of, this is Pool Party, and you can see on one side it's a little darker than the other side. Kind of see the contrast there. It's not significant, but it is a little bit. With this So Swirly, this is the So Swirly embossing folder. This is one that you can actually use either way. So what I'm going to show, this is some fine sandpaper. I mean, this was right out of my husband's tool shed. I said, I need some sandpaper. This is a fine sandpaper, but you could also just go to your grocery store or Walmart, and this is a kitchen scrubber, and it's a sandpaper, and that works too. That's actually what I used to do this one, is I used this. Now this is this isn't fine at all, so you have to be really gentle when you use one that's this coarse. But let's just see what it does on you're just gonna start easy. Don't like dig right in, because you might just take too much off, but just start light, because you can always go over it. So you see how that's coming through with the white core. And my thought on this was, wouldn't this be cool for a Christmas or winter themed card? Because it's kind of that bluish, that wintry mint green. Could make a really pretty card. Look at that. It's so cool. Now I'm just going to flip it this way, and I'm going to do it with this. See, that's a lot quicker there with this one. Be careful around the edges, because you don't want to, bend your edge, so kind of go out when you get to your edges. So you can see it works well with either one of these. I do think this one might, well, really hard to tell a difference, isn't it? So that's the first one. Embossing and then sanding. The second technique that I'd like to show you is tearing. Because this has a white core, you can tear the paper to reveal the white core, and you get a really cool effect when you layer it, or you can just use one layer, but I thought having the two layers would be really cool. And you can see this is the dark side, and that's the light side, the lighter side of the two tones. It will always show the white face up when you tear. So if you want it to be the dark side, then make sure the dark side's up. If you want to be using the light side with your tearing, then have the light side up. And you can take that and you can like work on it. You don't really like that, you can take some of that off. And it just gives it a really, really nice effect. This is the Old Olive. See that nice edge there? That's the lighter side. You can actually layer that. Dark and then light. Oh, look at there. That's pretty cool. Awesome. Okay, and then just wanted to show you a lighter color. This is that Pool Party. This is the light side that I used here, and this is the darker side. If you want it a little finer, you just kind of do it like that. If you don't want as much white to show. And I know I'm doing it on an angle, but you could tear it straight as well. So that is the second technique that is great, using this two-toned white core cardstock, and that is tearing. The next technique is this actually shows two. Use both sides of the two-tone. So this is the darker side, this is the lighter side that I used on this background. I've also used this, I didn't put these on any cards, but like if you're doing a flower spray, you can see they're all Petunia Pop, but one side is the darker side and the other side is the light side. And I don't know if you can see that as well, but I have used this on cards that have flowers, just so they're not all the exact same color. And kind of mix them up. You see when there we go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the different shades of pink there. So use both sides on the same card. The second technique here is doing the tone-on-tone stamping on the lighter side so it shows up a little more. And I'm going to try that with, I'm going to demonstrate that with the Petunia Pop. And say you just want a little tone-on-tone background of a flower. So I'm going to use the Inspiring Imperfections, and I'm going to use this flower. And I'm going to get my mat. Since it is a photopolymer clear stamp, the matte will give you a better impression. So first, I'm just going to do a test stamp on my mat. Okay, perfect. Okay, so gently, and I'm going to do the flower on this one, on the light side. And then I'm going to do the same flower on the dark side. So you can see the difference. This one gives you a little more pop of your stamp than this one does. And they both would look beautiful on a card. It just depends on the effect that you're going for. So just think about what you're trying for. So here, I wanted this to stand out a bit, but still be different than this. So dark side, light side. So that is the third and fourth technique. Stamp tone on the light side and use both of them on the same card to just have a little bit of a different color. The last technique that I want to share with you is the one I used on this card. And for this card, I did a fold over and used some two-tone cardstock in the back, and I'll show you why in just a minute. So I'm going to take this, and I want the light side to show when it folds. So I'm going to use my trimmer to make the impression to fold it on, to score it. That's the word I'm looking for. And what I did was I just took a pencil and I made a little pencil mark at 2 inches right there. And then I put that in the crease there, right to the point. So the point and then here. Now, the first one I did, it ripped because I put too much pressure on it. This is cardstock, but it is a light cardstock. So it's not heavy enough to be really heavy-handed with it. So I just barely did this, and you can see that scored beautifully. So I'm just going to take that and fold that over and get my bone folder. And now you can see it's lighter here than here. So it gives it a really nice look, that tone on tone with a little bit lighter. So here is the pool party, and this is the lighter side of the pool party. So I didn't want it white in the back. I wanted the bubble bath, which is the color of these little hearts on the DSP. This is the meant to be, or cute as can be, DSP. And when I got my bubble bath cardstock, which is this, it was a little darker than I wanted. So I put that under there, which I can't now because it's glued down. And it was just a little darker than I wanted, because I really wanted this really light one. So I took the two-tone cardstock, I flipped it to the light side, and it was perfect. Absolutely perfect. So you can use the light side to maybe match a color better in your DSP, or just to give you the look that you're trying to go for. So just a quick note on the two types of cardstock. So this is the Pool Party two-toned cardstock. And I'm just going to grab any piece here just to show you the difference in thickness. So if you can hear that versus, see, it sounds a little different because it's thinner. It's much thinner. This one harder to bend. This one for your card bases all day long. But for layering, this lightweight cardstock makes your card lighter. It has a really nice smooth texture to it that's different than the actual cardstock. So you can buy this in every color that Stampin' Up! Has, but I recommend looking at all of the variety packs. There are maybe 6 different collections of colors that you can use. All of these came from the Meant to Be collection, which has Bubble Bath, Petunia Pop, Pool Party, and Old Olive. Some of the collections have more than 4. They have 5 or 6. So, I mean, look at your cards, your DSP, pick one of the packages that has a lot of the colors that you use, and give this a try, because it just makes a really attractive difference for your cards, just to make them stand out just a little bit. So thank you so much for watching today. If you have any questions about the two-tone cardstock or directions for making each of these cards, shoot me a message or drop a comment. I really appreciate the comments. Thank you so much and have a great day.